It is Wednesday night. I was all by myself at the beginning of the countdown, and now I got 4 other people with me. I love it. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Scott?
I was getting all nervous. I was like, okay, I guess I'm flying solo on this one. I love you people. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
You look good, Justin.
Thank you. Oh, that's so nice of you.
I'm very terrified. I'm near Jayne, and she likes blowing things up, so I'm very terrified.
I do.
Could someone fill me in on that one?
She came into one of my gaming streams on the Fortnite with a whole bunch of other people. We had up to 9 people in our lobby, including Ords, Maccabe 90, Jayne Theory, and it was, you know, it's like herding cats. And then you got Jayne throwing grenades everywhere. It was crazy. She was master blaster.
Just killing everybody, huh?
Oh yeah.
Burning houses down is fun.
Yeah, you like to burn things down. Okay. All right,
So
well,
do
let's
I.
start out with Jayne. Jayne, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Yay, Jayne.
Thank you for being here. We got Fat Steven. You look beautiful. Who are you
Thank
beating
you.
up tonight?
I am beating up the monetization review because I am waiting for that to finish up. But yes, I've hit 1K since Saturday. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Congratulations, brother. That is awesome.
And I'm
We're
feeling
gonna-
fat.
We're gonna beat up a couple people tonight. Michael Shaban is gonna be the first one though. We have the beautiful Justin Proper.
He looks better. He looks better with glasses. He does.
Why is that? Why is
Honestly, I'd jump your bones, brother. You look great.
Big
with glasses.
girl.
that?
I like to wear glasses.
I want to
like
turn
to
red. He's turning red.
Mr. Fat Steven Seagal, you're seducing me.
I'm only seducing you if you accept it as a seduction.
He's love bombing me.
Oh
50 shades
no.
of 50 Shades of Proper, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thank you for being here,
way,
Justin.
way to just start out great. Oh my
We always started off right. Is that Harrison Ford behind you?
God.
At first, I thought it was Uncle Jesse.
Oh no. That's that is Harrison Ford from the Temple of Doom. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, love it.
Give me
Love
the
it.
antidote.
Doom.
Wang.
Yeah, exactly.
We also have an artist with us, Matt Six Bar. How are you,
Hello,
my man?
sir. Hello, sir. Thank
How
you
you
for
doing
having
this
me.
fine evening?
I'm just enjoying it, hanging out with you guys, taking a little break from working.
Awesome. And I am here because I have merch. Look at that. Sporking News Podcast has merch.
Dope.
You like
Oh,
that, huh?
This is new?
This
Shoot.
is brand new.
That's really
Brand
cool.
new.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is a cute little figure you got there.
A beautiful young lassie by the name of Kate made my design. She has an awesome book called Bond out there. It's about werewolves, so you guys got to check that out. Yes, she is dope. Hopefully she'll jump on, and we got some great people in the chat already. Who New is here, channel member. Haven't seen you in a while. He'll be lurking, he said. Emotional and stable amphibian. Wow, it's been a while. How are you? Shane G is in the house. We have Lasso of Truth. Hello, my friend. Tina Bojan is here. The Time Prophet is here. Makani is lurking somewhere. The Time Prophet is here. Keely Chow, hello, what's going on? Could not be reached for further comment is here. That is a great name. The great Justin Proper. I always want to say Soul Asylum. Soul Assassin
Really?
is here. I always say it every time. I say Soul Asylum. I don't know why.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. But it's Soul Assassin. He's up in the house. We had Nerd Tauriel. Lifeform is in the house. Thank you for coming back. I guess we didn't scare you off. And the great, Valiant Renegade. This guy is awesome. Can I tell you why?
Not.
Yes,
No,
he is.
No, he's
yes,
not.
he
He keeps
is.
spending my money. He keeps spending my money. He owes me $500. How dare you, Renegade?
I don't care. I love him because I had a show set for Saturday. Some things came up, personal things, and I had to cancel at the last minute. And other, just like, okay, dude, whatever. When I get back to, and it's just been so cool about, so he has an open slot on any show he wants to jump in on. He is welcome, but for $10, which he did not have to do. Good evening, gents, and especially to the lovely Jayne. Have a great show, folks. Thank you, buddy. Guys, check out his channel. He's starting to grow. He's going to blow up. He'll surpass us all soon enough. Maybe not
Hey,
Jayne.
Valiant. He's awesome.
He's a good dude, really good dude, and a dad. So I love him.
I have a funny story though, because he was he left his stream open one day, right?
Oh,
in
no.
the chat, and his kid got a hold of chat. So while we're doing a live stream, you see his kid talking as him, going, "This account has been hacked. all this is copyright stuff. I am now in control. And all you hear is him going, oh no.
That's fantastic. My kids are too young for that, but I could definitely see them doing it. Bone, what is up? We have a little poet boy. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Wow, that just jumped huge. Valiant Renegade, you becoming a member. Thank you so much. Really
Very
appreciate
appropriate
that.
after the nice things that you said.
He did it before I even said it, though, so I appreciate that.
What is it? What do you do to become a member? How do you become a member if you don't know?
You give me money once a month. No, you join. There's a join button on my YouTube channel page, and there's different tiers for as cheap as a Walton's cup of coffee a month. You could become a Hot Pie member, and then there's I think there's like 3 levels. There's 3 tiers with the little finger level being the highest.
Gotcha.
But we have the Parrot. The Parrot Head says, yes, Scott Simps for George R. R. Martin. I do. I'm not going to lie about that. The Great Brutal Morning Wood. It's been a while, bro. How have you been? Wow, I'm seeing so many good faces in the chat. And also, Mega Walton. Tell me that's not Mega Walton, another monster. Sup, y'all? Relax. I'm here now. He is Walton if Walton was actually tall. Yeah.
Walton's older brother.
It's like his dad.
Did anyone see Means of Destruction's latest video where he actually had clips of Walton before the beard? It is so weird looking.
Oh no, I don't like that.
It's like Gary without the beard. It's very weird.
I mean, like, are you talking like this beard, or like no beard?
No. That was before that. He was clean shaven, and it was weird.
Okay, because I did go through a period with him.
Buddy.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? He's very strange without the beard.
I wasn't a fan, but I'm glad that he's back now.
And Lord Runner keeps changing his name. Look at him.
Runner.
I'm not calling him.
Be careful.
I'm not
I
calling
will
him.
never call him Lord Runner.
I love how everyone beats that kid up. Can I say, Runner interrupts and talks more than I do in a stream? I was shocked. Shocked, I tell you. I was actually impressed, though. I was impressed how much that kid could talk.
He's worse than I am. I mean,
that's why we tell him to shut up all the time.
That's the hashtag Shut Up Runner. That was where it came from.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
But can we just say, like, don't use that as an excuse to bully him, please? Like, just anyone who doesn't understand the.
Nobody.
Or like, I don't. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
It's not even 10 minutes in your virtue signal.
I'm not talking about you guys.
It has
I'm not talking about you guys. I'm
you gotta
just
say
like,
that
in
with
general,
the glasses.
Don't take it too far. That's all. You know.
I'll take everything too far for you.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
Oh my god.
Sorry, proper signaling. I forgot.
Proper signaling. Yes, proper.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
What is that, Rob?
Can we get a hashtag proper signaling in the chat?
Oh god. Damn it.
Let's get that trending, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get that trending. Proper signaling.
What have I done? Oh, okay.
Guys,
Do that while you're truffle shuffling.
There you go. Guys, after this show, though, in 2 hours starts the new date, I think, in time for Latino Slant's new show. He's doing it on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, so I'm guessing that's 7 p.m. Pacific. This is his Cinco de Mayo celebration, guys. If you are wait a minute, let me click like. Boom. If you guys are not subscribed to this man, you're crazy. He's growing every day. He's just growing. So he's doing fantastic. So yes, guys, please check him out. Cinco de Mayo celebration tonight. He'll be interviewing a couple stars of the small screen and large screen, I believe. So I'll keep that in the back burner so people can take a look at that. Bone with a super sticker. What is it? Let's see. Can anybody see what it is?
The Doomacorn, sir.
Doomacorn?
Oh, who's doing it this time?
Actually, hold on. I got something better for you. Fine. But we use this for our channel. Like, find it.
Okay. We're going to wait in silence.
Right. Yeah, wait in silence for proper
signaling. Oh, okay. We'll unmute.
While you're at it, hashtag proper signaling is a new hashtag. Please make sure to use it.
Where is it? There we go. Oh no, is it gone?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Small violin.
I come prepared.
This is where you like cut to the guys playing the violins on the Titanic.
Oh, that's horrible.
I
I only got Right,
It's okay, guys. It's just a movie.
I only got one cutaway, and it's this.
And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
That's all I got.
Wait,
I gotta work on that.
What?
Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, didn't know what glory hole meant, and so he was very excited about glory hole days.
I am the Pegasus. I come bearing horrible tidings of war from the...
Yeah. Less talky, more flappy.
That is awesome. I'm glad we waited on that. That is great. So, guys, do you guys know who Michail Shaban is?
Oh, like the Power Rangers dude?
Power Rangers,
Picard?
Picard.
Oh, Shaban? No, that. I thought you meant like Saban, like the... Never mind.
Yeah, no.
Proper signaling.
Yeah, proper signaling, everybody. Proper signaling.
No, it only counts if it's like virtue signaling. This is me getting a name mixed up. Unless it's going to be used
from the first Harry Potter movie, and then like Dark Sirius or something over here. I don't know. What's like a Sirius Black? It's like Sirius Black and the troll from the first Harry Potter movie.
It looks like he could also be like, I don't know, Culture Casino's like older brother.
He looks like a smart Kurtzman.
Well, he is involved in thank you Machini90 for the $2 hearts little fox. Is that a fox? I believe it's a fox, right? If Machini was here, he'd do the doom for us for earlier, but he's not here.
Oh yeah, we still don't have anybody who does that.
Machini does it great. He does it great. Yeah. So I want to do this story. Popcast Guys did a video on this, so I want to make sure to give those guys a shout out. Popcast Guys. It was sent to me by Orville Nation. I had to find the article, but they did it. They covered this, and Michail Shaban has his own website, and he is he's involved with Picard. He's a douche. Gary talks about him all the time. Does not like the man. I can't speak for Gary, but a lot of Trekkies don't appreciate what he has done to Star Trek. I believe he's also involved in the new Star Trek Discovery, right? Isn't he the Discovery guy who ruined it all?
That was Kurtzman.
That was Kurtzman.
Oh, that's Kurtzman, right.
Yeah,
okay, maybe I'm confusing, but we'll read it. I might be lost.
You are confusing, but I think you meant confused.
I am confusing.
Hashtag proper signaling.
Super. Talking about Gary on Nerdrotic, Nina of Infinity will have him on tonight, so better check that out, guys.
Really?
And Infinite Talk will have
Nice.
Gary on as a guest. I'm sorry. I said Kurtzman, but Shaban is involved in Picard, right? Maybe I got the wrong guy. I thought he was the Picard guy. We're going to read. This is what he says. Michail Shaban, who won a Pulitzer Prize for his 2000 novel, The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, and worked for years with producer Scott Rudin on an unrealized film adaptation, has written a lengthy mea culpa titled Apology of a Rudin Apologist, in which he expresses shame and regret for enabling Scott Rudin's abuse. Does anybody even know who Scott Rudin is?
Who?
This guy.
No, I meant like who?
Exactly. I'm going to read on, and we're going to find this out, because if Orville Nation sent it to me and these podcast guys did it, I want to see why. So this guy wrote a 1,400-word essay posted today.
Wow.
And it says, I heard stories of Scott's tantrums and vindictiveness, but not of smashed hands and people pushed out of moving cars, which he did. I know that story. The dude pushed a guy out of a moving car, and the guy ended up committing suicide like later on that year.
Whoa.
Yeah. Writes Shaban, whose first screenplay was opted by Rudin in 1994. But I knew enough. I regularly, even routinely, heard him treat his staff, from the new kid doing the coffee run to the guy just under Scott on the SRP or organizational chart, with what I would call a careful, even surgical contempt, like a torturer trainer to cause injury that leaves no visible marks.
Wow.
So it sounds like this guy's a douche.
Guy's totally diabolical.
Right. And if somebody can bring up Scott Rudin's IMDb, I would like to see what he's worked on.
He's done. Doesn't he do like a lot of Broadway stuff? Like
he's been around since the late 80s, I thought. And I know he's done musicals and stuff, but I want to see what he's done in Hollywood because it seems like this guy's had a lot of power. At first, yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, give me a second. I got you.
Okay. So
he's
he goes
one
on.
Of the dudes that like turned out the fucking Corey.
We don't know, but
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not saying, but it's just like he's one of those like weird, like, hey, I have this couch over here. Yeah.
It sounds like he's more into torturing people, but maybe. Shaban writes, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, of course. You know, just a lot of people in Hollywood are very sadistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy worked on The Social Network, and I guess best known for No Country for Old Men, Lady Bird.
Oh, Lady Bird. So he won Oscars probably for that. Lady Bird won
This guy was crushing it. Shit. Well, how bad was he?
He's crushing it.
Okay, let me be honest. Like, look, okay, was he sexually assaulting anybody, or was he just being a super douche to the people that were?
Sounds like he's super douche.
Well, he was crushing it. He's making some awesome stuff. So maybe, his.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
No, that's a stupid TV show. That's not.
Oh, never mind then. Zoolander 2. Oh, he's already lost.
You know what? Everyone has ups and downs. Come on. But Silicon Valley.
Captain Phillips.
Oh, that was awesome. Silicon Valley.
Wow. Wow. The Dictator.
Moneyball. Grit.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Revolutionary War Road.
All these other movies. Team America. What?
Life Aquatica was awesome.
Manchurian Candidate.
Let's
The Village. Orange
South Park. No.
Come on.
Sleepy Hollow.
This guy did everything?
He did everything. He's been Little Man Tate.
Flatliners.
Wow, this is...
You're going so fast, but yes. Look
I'm sorry. I was just
it's okay.
I mean...
Flatliners, Adam Family Values,
what
Clueless.
Hasn't he worked on?
Clueless?
I'd rather see the shit he hasn't worked on, because that's probably...
I mean, it sounds like he was just like a male Anna Wintour, right?
I like that.
Did he actually? Is this actual? He did work, or is this just because they gave him a credit?
No. It's a mix. Like if it's a producer, like strictly producer, yeah, they do a heck of a ton of work. But if it's an executive producer, you could say like what Spielberg does sometimes. It's like he talks a couple of times to somebody who pitches it to him, and then he does nothing. Except maybe like script rewrites or gives he's like a little bit of a script doctor.
Oh wait,
but so they basically don't do all the heavy lifting, if you will.
So he's the guy on the laptop at Starbucks, pretty much.
No, because Spielberg would be hounded by fans.
Look at all the movies this guy produced, though.
Bobby Fischer,
Clueless.
I mean, Clueless, Sabrina, Mother,
Flatliners.
Ransom is a good
Ransom, The First Wives Club. Like he's in every form of media, and that's like additional credits.
Oh yeah, these are like he started out like in the casting department. Okay, that's cool. Any of these titles that you might recognize? No. Okay.
This is from the early '80s.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's how he started, and okay. So he kind of worked his way up.
He's done it all, though.
Dude, started from 1978. Right.
Well, yeah, everyone's got to start somewhere.
No, but yeah, he's deep in that shit. Of course, he's like in everything. It seems it's like.
But I mean, this is his career. You advance, you get promoted.
I'll go up a little bit more if you want to.
Justin, can I actually ask a favor? Can you scroll down to the bottom right? The films. Let's say if I want to see something now, scroll up slowly from A Revenge of Stepford Wives up. Now let's watch as how we're seeing good movies keep going, and then we can see what movies over time they get attached.
Truman Show. I didn't see that.
Twilight.
Wow.
Twilight was in '98. Is it that?
No, that's different. No. Different Twilight. So no worries there.
South Park, bigger. Oh wow.
That's what I was saying. That's pretty impressive. We'll start at the bottom.
Nina says,
so he was a producer of School of Rock. Okay.
I Heart Huckabees, World Police.
The Village. I mean, this guy's been involved in everything. And Nina says, isn't producer just someone who gives money? It's more than that,
they do
right?
More than that, right?
Oh, yes.
They do a lot more than that.
Much more.
No Country for Old Men. Damn.
That's crazy. You know what's crazy is that I didn't know this guy's name. Like when I saw the picture, I thought it was a Weinstein brother of some sort. Like that's what the guy looks. He looks like a Weinstein. You know?
Isn't that racist?
Well, what was that, Jayne?
Nothing.
But look at, I mean, he's been in everything. You go from, you know, Doubt and Greenberg, and it's complicated to Stop Loss. I mean,
people are saying he throws money at those projects, but it shows that he has an eye for talent then.
Absolutely.
Well, a lot of people don't understand what a producer really does. And what they do is they make the entire film happen. Like the director is just focused on, you know, making the movie aspect, but the producer is all the business aspect, you know, like all the boring stuff that comes with filming, and they suffer a lot too.
The Way Back, that was a big one.
Like, I've done stuff as an art director, and like I've had to like go to a producer about financial shit. Like, you know, it's like I'd have an executive above me who would like be preaching his vision, and I would be trying to, you know, fulfill his vision. But then, there'd be like these other producers and stuff who would be doing like the real work. It felt like I felt like I felt like I was almost pampered. You know what I mean? I would just be like, I need this, and then there would be a producer there would be like, okay, well, what do you need, and when do you need it? You know,
basically, like think of it this way. You know, the director, I guess you could say, there's the studio, which is like, you know, it's like the corporate. And then the head of this specific thing is the director. And then the producers are like the managers who are doing so much of the heavy lifting. And then the rest of the people are like employees. And the executive producers are sometimes more or less investors.
Right. And look how many of these later movies have won Oscars. I mean, The Social Network, Moneyball, Captain Phillips, like all of them have Oscars in there somewhere.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yes. This guy has a very keen eye. Ex Machina. I love that freaking movie. God, she's so hot. Steve Jobs. That was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was just
Ashton Kutcher, right?
Yeah, that was the Kutcher one, right? That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was
really.
Wait a minute, was that the Kutcher one or was that the Fine?
With Seth Rogen. There was one with Seth Rogen. One was with. No, that had to have been the
Magneto.
One with Seth Rogen.
The one with Magneto I saw, so I might be confusing. Fassbender, that's it. Game Over Man. This guy's been involved in a lot of stuff. Now, Shaban, on the other hand, he was involved in what? Shaban is a Trek guy. I know that much.
You want me to keep going, or?
Yeah, go to Shaban, Michael Shaban's page. And I'll come back to you. Let me.
Michael, how do you spell it?
Shaban is Chabon. Yep. All right. Let me just read what he writes next, and then we'll come back to him. And as I saw him throw a pencil once at an assistant as the young man fled Scott's office and Scott's shouting, the pencil struck the back of the assistant's head, eraser end first, and fell to the carpet. A minute later, Scott called me into his office, and we started talking, as if nothing untoward had happened about whatever script we were working on at the time. I mean, it just sounds like a guy who gets pissed.
Yeah.
What? Wait, that last sentence though, like he threw a pencil at somebody, like get the, you know, just like sometimes people just work that way, you know. I've had bosses who just, you know.
I have never had anybody throw anything at me.
Oh God!
Consequently, I have never gotten arrested.
I told him,
can't arrest people in Fortnite, Jayne. What the hell? Man? We've seen those grenades.
Here's the crap that I just heard. Like, correct me if I heard that wrong, or am I reading it wrong? So he threw a pencil at somebody, eraser end hits him, and he falls to the ground.
What he's saying is, though, the pencil hit. If the pencil hit, right? If the pencil hit,
as opposed to impaling itself in the back of his head.
Absolutely, I think that's what he meant by that.
Oh, there's ceilings for that. Didn't we usually throw pencils at the ceiling? They got stuck in the cork ceiling. Why are we throwing people's heads?
I don't know.
Dude, I used to work in the kitchen at the Russian Tea Room in New York.
Oh wow!
And, like the head chef would like throw fucking dishes across the kitchen. Oh
yeah!
Like, dude, what is this? What is this? And would like take the dish and like you ducked. You know what I mean? And like just shit would go flying across the kitchen, you know, and he would like kick the the cabinets and stuff. I mean, you just fucking got out of his way, you know?
Right.
You didn't go fucking, go online and complain about it.
Okay, so this is much more digestible.
Yeah.
Was it a number 2?
Spider-Man 2, that's a hell of a good start.
And he worked on the screen. He did the screen story for that. He was part of that.
Yeah, that's like the early writing process.
But then he went on to screenplay for John Carter.
Okay.
He worked on Visionaries? That's fucking cool.
Yep.
Visionaries.
Oh my god. Yeah. He did. Wait a minute. He's involved in Mask? Oh no. Tell me it's not so.
Damn.
I want Mask. Don't get me wrong. It was my favorite card. Oh my god, what a great cartoon. But he screwed up a card. Come on, people. This guy's a douche. And if you ever worked in a kitchen, you got your ass kicked. That's all I know. I literally went hands on hands with a chef once.
Yeah, and then probably the
back.
next shift, you were probably working right next to him, and it was fine, right?
Yeah, it was like nothing happened.
Yeah,
but someone throws
I've seen
something
people
at
pull
you
knives
and
on each other and
run
shit.
away.
It was crazy.
Yeah, what did you say, Jayne?
No, I can't imagine someone getting something thrown at them and they just run away.
Oh no,
No, you don't run away. You just duck because you have to keep working the shift.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You can't leave your station, so you just duck, and you just clean up whatever was up against the wall.
That's
later
that's such a restaurant atmosphere. Shit just gets crazy, and I'm so used to that. Like when I used to work.
Yeah, and then some people are just like, yeah, because a lot of these people did work at restaurants. That old like, oh, you're doing this. What is it? The waitress who wants to be an actress,
right?
Deals with that kind of environment all the time. So therefore, takes that to the workplace of the film industry, and that's how you get that.
Also, this guy worked at the end of probably like the late 80s, the 90s, when Hollywood was this type of place where you screamed at people to get the job done. All right, we're going to read on and see if anything else gets exciting with this guy. I find it interesting, though, he penned all this for like, why? In one particularly emotional passage, Shaban writes of Rudin's assistant, Kevin Graham Casso, the man who is alleged to have been pushed by Rudin from a moving car and who last year died by suicide.
What?
Right. How do you collate those? I mean, I get he pushed him out of a car, but the guy must have had some problems.
Are they connected? Are the two connected?
This is so stupid.
I love it. But let's read it. I regret of all. Yeah, go ahead.
Does he at any point talk about himself intervening or doing something about it, or is he just gossiping?
It kind of sounds like he's thrown all the dirty laundry out. That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah, you can't really. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people, it takes with these kind of ridiculous stories. It's like a lot of people just need to have the confidence to go forward because a lot of people are just used to in Hollywood being so subservient and wanting to just make a good film, and this is what they want to do, and they want to rise up to that position someday. But
well, then die with it. I'm sick of people coming out with stuff 20 years later.
Right.
This is annoying. Yeah.
Or after the person gets called out, or you know what I mean? Like they do it after the Me Too movement started instead of being the one who said, "Hey, this isn't right."
Okay.
I don't know. So let's just read this real quick and then we can get our. So I regret most of all that Kevin Graham Casso is not here for me to tell him personally how sorry I am. Shaban writes, looking back through the emails he sent, arranging my travel and phone meetings with his volatile and unpredictable boss, remembering his voice on the phone, I can see and hear him walking on eggshells, taking the absurdly differential, almost Victorian tone Scott insisted his assistants take with the talent. Like, come on, dude. Really? Like, why didn't you point this shit out before then? Going through emails knowing he was in pain. My ass.
You just think that they're lying and making crap up about this?
No. I just think he's a writer. He's adding a little bit of flair to it, but why is this all now? Is it because you feel bad someone killed themselves?
Is it because you want to profit from it?
Oh, you're thinking in that. See, that's tough. That's tough.
That's a good question. Because it
How
seems
is
like he
possible?
worked with this guy for a while. He severed ties with him in like right before 2019. He says
It's kind of bullshit. It's like, hey, I just want to let everybody know that forest fire. Yeah, I saw it start, and then I walked away. But I want you to know, I saw it starting, and did you do anything? Nah, but
right.
I saw shit burning. Just want to let you know.
Here's
Like-
my book.
Okay,
it.
Yeah,
so
I wrote a book about it.
2010, something about these, potential root and email bombs packed with nails, razor blades, and personal insults. Okay, but it took him 5 more years to break ties with the guy because it wasn't until some 5 years later when he began behind our backs to demean and shit talk my wife that I finally drew a line and resolved not to work with him again. Dude, if you were talking shit on my wife, I'm coming for you, bro.
So it's about his wife then.
There you go.
There you go.
It's like you come home from getting in a fight at school, and your parents are like, "Well, what'd you do?"
Right.
Like, yeah, you got thrown out of a car. Well, what'd you do?
Right. But he does, he admits at the end he did nothing. So this is the end of his thing. I sat there as he dished it out to people who over that period grew ever younger until any of them might have been one of my own children with a right to expect or at least to hope that I might use my voice, my privilege, my authority as a white man, there you go, as a person Scott respected, because it has to be a white man to he is respected, right? Now you're calling the guy, you're making it seem like he's a racist, even as a father, to protect them, to speak up on their behalf, to say something like, hey, Scott, take it easy on the kid. Or better, it's not okay to talk to people that way. Stop. I didn't do that. But, he totally didn't use his white male card, Jayne.
The only lesson that could come from this is that when you're friends with people who act this way, they're eventually going to do it to you. It's going to come around to you or your family, your wife, your whomever. You're not safe from this kind of behavior while you're sitting there observing and letting it go down.
Right.
Trashy people will be trashy to anyone, you included.
Right.
But it also makes him look bad too, that everything was fine until he went after his wife.
Right.
So it looks like a vendetta.
Yeah, it just seems like they were really, really, I guess at the very least, just very close in terms of, a business perspective. But, man, it's tough.
Right.
It's a tough, with the thing that ruined that for me was the virtue signaling at the end. I'm like, oh man, but if you're just calling out somebody for being a complete asshole and you're saying this like, I'm sorry, it took me so many years, we were good friends and I just never had the confidence to do that, I think it could be understood. But the virtue signaling kind of was like, was it just for an additional like,
well, let's think about
points?
this. This guy is still active in Hollywood, as we see. He has 3 upcoming projects. So it's not like Shaban went after like a Harvey Weinstein that's now in prison. This guy is actually still active in Hollywood. So is he finally using his voice? Could it be he's the first one to publicly come out? Like, I don't know if anybody else like brought this on, but this is the first I've ever really heard of this. And maybe he's actually finally getting some balls and saying, I feel bad that I never said anything because I was making a lot of money and I'm a white guy. Because don't forget that part.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be more effective if he just started doing things instead of talking about it? Like, if this guy's still active in Hollywood and he's still acting this way towards people, how about you use your position as his friend or whatever to stop him?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who's
Like
to say
yourself,
that he
when you see
hasn't?
it happening.
Well, who's to say he hasn't tried that already? And everyone tries to, especially, in Hollywood, just I'm trying to give, because I don't know very much about, these guys personally, but giving them the benefit of the doubt. A lot of what people try to do is they try to handle things internally because especially the press is going to, get involved and no one needs that to be messy. So, him trying for decades to years, to try to handle this and stuff, it's like, it's resorted to that. So I can understand it. I can understand it.
Didn't he just say he didn't do that? Isn't that what?
That's
what we
pretty
read?
much, yeah. And Dread Pirate Mikey says apparently Shaban is just piling on, so someone must have already threw him under the bus. Now he feels like it's the virtue signaling. Like, it aggravates me. This guy made probably a ton of money with this dude, you know, and because he talked shit about his wife, he broke ties with him, but never said anything from 2015 to now. And now that other people are finally calling this guy out, Shaban's now pens a 1,400 letter freaking, you know, mea culpa or whatever the hell they called it about this. And Roger H., thank you, my brother, for a $1.99 thumbs up, most likely sticker. I appreciate you. You're always here saying hello, and I thank you for that. Yeah, it just seems like he's a douche.
A guy named. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, just I always say this to him: a thumbs up from a guy named Roger is like the biggest compliment you could ever get. You know,
Roger
pun
that.
intended.
Roger
Yeah.
that.
Oh my God, that was so silly. Roger. Oh my gosh.
And the virtue signal thing was kind of stupid, considering that probably everyone at their level is white anyway. So why even mention it? Like,
That's what I'm
difference does it
saying.
make?
That's what I'm saying. Like this new thing where you have to pull out that I'm a white man, I feel bad for that. Like, no, instead of saying that, how about hiring some kids that could use an opportunity in Hollywood without telling everyone you did it?
Well, they have to tell it.
Like, oh, you got to tell it.
Wait, hold on. I have to say something right now. I am a white man pretending to be a fat man, and I'm on another white man's panel. But since no one's insulted me yet, I'm just saying I haven't stepped into this story yet.
Interesting. I like that. I like that. I do have to say, though, I'm just sick and tired of that. Like, instead of someone always told me, if you want to truly do something, a thoughtful act that you get no recognition from, then do something without telling anyone you did it.
Yep.
Do one thing a day for 30 days and see if you could actually do it. I bet you most people can't.
Yeah,
I won't even say whether or not I did.
There you go.
I don't need to. Those actions speak for themselves.
If you only do something to get recognition for it, you are not doing it for the good of the whole objective of whatever the hell you're doing, whether it be charity, whether it be helping someone that fell down. If you're doing it just to preach that you did something, then you already have your own insecurities and you're trying to hide behind that one good deed because you're haunted about whatever the hell you've done in your past. That's my opinion on that.
Unless the message is that you can do it too.
Well, you can
do it.
Do some. You know. I'm always trying to think maybe in this way. You know, if you want to do that, but just I don't know. Maybe I'm just too nice, giving people the benefit of the doubt.
But I think if the moral of his story was that one day he stopped him, and that's what he concluded with, I finally actually did something, then that would be different. But he ends the story with, I didn't say anything. I mean, it's like, okay, what's the point then? Go do something and then come back and tell us about it.
Maybe he's trying to make up for, he feels guilty for it, legitimately guilty. Who knows? Here's the thing. All these people are so indoctrinated in this Hollywood bubble that they have to say those things, and they know that. And so that's why you get a lot of disingenuous people. People who we have to virtue signal a little bit, but encode that around the message that we're trying to say. Maybe it's that, and maybe this guy had treated, even though he doesn't say it, which kind of complicates things a little bit. If he had said okay, as a white man, I would understand that if he treated minority, quote unquote minority employees worse. I could understand that, but yeah, I don't know.
That's a really good point, Justin. There's not one thing where this guy says he treated his minority or female employees. He just sounds like he was a dick to everyone. Yeah. Everyone that was below him. If you were below him working for him, he's going to treat you like shit. So at least
and
he was.
Why is it that he gets treated? Because from what was described, it was bad, but like you said, it wasn't like sexual assault or something like that. So it's no different from other people like Anna, who we mentioned earlier, who gets celebrated for her attitude and for treating people like trash.
Right.
So what's the? I mean, I don't even understand what this is about. What the point is?
And truthfully, back, I remember years ago with Weinstein. Weinstein, before the whole Me Too stuff, he was known as a aggressive guy in Hollywood, and he was praised for that. So, like, yeah, you're right. It's like they've come from a time that was more like this, and now you are labeling 2021 on them, and it changes everything. Everything. The guy should look at his life and be like, wow, I was a dick to a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, but again, people still worked for him. People still worked with him, produced movies with him. Like, so was he as bad, or was it that people liked making money because this dude had an eye for talent?
Right.
The thing is, though, we're looking at people who might have had to work with them, maybe were interns or needed this to see if it would get them somewhere. They needed the money. So you reach that point. A lot of people reach that point. You gotta suck it up no matter what's happening and do it for the paycheck. And that's like one of the biggest rules of being an adult. Sometimes you just got to do it, even if it's against a man who treats everyone like crap, who's throwing pencils at you, using you as a William Tell billboard. Who knows? Right. There's too many circumstances involved in this to see why the people stayed working with him, what their reasons were behind it, and what put them into that position. I'm not defending him at all. I'm really not defending him at all. But
yes, there's something more to this, and we're not getting it.
Right.
There's a lot more to this, especially like you don't just call out somebody for being a dick. Somebody can be a dick to you, but you're not like gonna unless they do something harmful to you, as in like make personal attacks or actually like physically assault you, like throwing a pencil, like whatever. Unless it pokes your eye out, then like that's. But like worried that this pencil's
his wife.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm just speculating because I'm hearing this for the first time.
Love makes you do stupid things. If, like, taking a pencil is one thing, but if you're going after your family or a friend or something that has a little bit more emotional attachment, like let's say a wife, and that's probably when the gloves come off. You'd be like that too.
Yeah, I understand that. I would. This guy and I would have had words, definitely. We'll keep up on that story. Thank you to the great Orville Nation, and the Popcast guys were the ones that did the video I saw. So thank you guys. They only have a couple hundred followers on YouTube, so subscribe to those guys. And I believe they're at Popcast guys, one word, on Twitter. So check those guys out. Jayne, do you know who this is?
The actor or the character?
The character.
Crowley's Valerian.
Yes. Does he look like what you would imagine him to look like?
He does not look like the history and lore character they gave us.
Right. Now, you have said before, does race swapping bother you in certain aspects, in certain shows?
It does when, and there's so many things with this character specifically.
Right.
I hate when they do the race swap and then on top of it, they make it a worse character. Here we have the unique situation where they're trying to justify this by saying they don't know who his mother was.
Oh,
but that doesn't explain his skin color, because even if he were mixed, he still wouldn't look like this. Secondly, his story with respect to his family, and they're constantly being rejected by the Targaryens, creates the optics
of racism.
And it's like, why would you do that? You could have picked any random character. You could have actually focused on the characters that are darker skinned in the story, but you instead pick the one family that, for reasons really having more to do with sexism, are rejected time and time again, and you cast them as not even just black people, but dark-skinned black people.
Right.
This whole thing is going to be, I feel like it's going to be terrible.
Same here. Now, to catch everybody up, this is from a cast member from House of the Dragon. He is playing Corlys I can never say his name. What is it?
Corlys
Velaryon.
Yeah.
Okay. They are a very ancient house from Valeria.
Right.
Which came over when the Targaryens came over when they conquered.
They actually came before.
Okay, so they did have on land too, right?
Yeah.
They weren't even on just Dragonstone though. I thought they actually had a piece of land.
I don't remember the land, but I know they were in Dragonstone.
Yeah, they were definitely in Dragonstone. So this family came over prior to the Targaryens in the history of Game of Thrones. And they are pure blood Valerians. Now, like you just said, they're trying to justify this as they didn't know this guy's mother. Now, the character we're looking at right here, the race swapping of him changes the whole idea of what a Valerian is. A Valerian is almost like non-human. They're above humans. They are these white, silver-haired, purple, violet, lilac, colored-eyed people that can ride dragons, that can have members of their families that can connect with dragons on a telepathical level. Okay, now that's what George R.R. Martin made them. They're all white. There has never been any acknowledgement of them being anything other than maybe some of them had blonde hair.
With the exception of the dragon seed.
Dragon seed's different.
When they mixed, you can produce, variety.
Right.
And that's essentially what they're trying to say happened here.
But there's no proof of
it. There's no documentation. There's nothing in the story.
Should have picked a Dornish one, like one of the marriages between Dorne, where you would see that mix of more Dornish features, which is more like Mediterranean than the Valerian. I get that. But with this, they are making a decision to show racism with the Valerians, like
for no reason. And
this
is one of the issues I had, frankly, with the Targaryens in the Game of Thrones series was they weren't superhuman looking enough.
Exactly.
Because they're not supposed to look like everyday regular people.
Right.
And this is the weirdest thing where they're trying to do this superficial race thing while at the same time maintaining the hair, which doesn't even make sense.
Not at all.
And his children, by the way, his children are described. So we know the kids look like pure Valyrians. So how does that happen? Just it doesn't make any sense.
Right. Now, this is one artist, and I don't know who the artist is, so I apologize if you find out and you want me to give you credit on this, I will. This is a closer reproduction of what he's supposed to look like, and even this isn't enough whiteness. I'm sorry, they're very white. They have silver hair. They have these beautiful, like either purple or violet or lilac or sometimes blue. Like the color of their eyes is huge because oh my God, what am I trying to say?
Differentiates.
Thank you. From other cultures. Now, there are so many cultures that are darker skinned in the world of Essos and even Westeros, that they could have had somebody from the Summer Isles that are like, lack of better word, uber black people. Like they're like really, really black skinned. Like it's the truth. They're uber black. They're like, their skin is like so black. Like there's a priest in one of the books. Like that's how they describe it.
But no,
his skin.
You have to understand, in this world you have these extremes of what if these people are almost like a different species physically.
Yes.
And you have that in different parts of the world. You have these extreme creature like humans. They're different. And the Valyrians are no exception. This is, for me, canon. I don't care what anybody says, because this is in the history and lore videos produced by the studio. So this is what they gave us in terms of summarizing the history of these houses and what they look like.
Yep. I think Dread Pirate Mikey says it great. They're elves without the, like with purple eyes, but without the ears. That's what they're supposed to look like beautiful elves without the ears.
If they were like a reference to the elves or something.
In a way, I think that's what he was going for. Yeah. But to race, what up, Comics Chat? What are you doing, my brother? But to race swap this character, that's the one that got me. It's because they're meant to be this otherworldly species almost. They're not, they're like a different set of human. And to race swap them and then cause like a racial divide between these characters because he was disliked in history, you're causing that issue where you could create it somewhere else. You can have so many other characters that are black that had issues with the Valerians. You know, you could even do the Ronar, you know, with black characters, and it would have been great.
That would have been cool.
I'm sorry, brother. Yes, it is a race discussion because it's aggravating.
It is. It's annoying, and they know what they're doing. It's not a coincidence. This is the thing that just I wish people paid attention to. They don't pick these characters at random to do this. What they did by choosing this family to make dark skin, and they did it with all of them. Which is just extra crazy because you have multiple generations of problems between them and the Targaryens. It does in fact reinforce this thing that makes it look racial, and you're going to have a problem when fans of the series watch this and start imposing upon it their own experiences.
Right.
Oh, I know where this is going, but the super chat.
Yeah, no, Comics Chat puts uber black wowzers. And I'm not saying it as this is the thing. I'm not saying it as a disrespectful thing. In the book, like the one character from the Summer Isles is described as blacker than coal. Like he's so dark, like, and he's a powerful character with magical abilities. But like they have the characters in the world that they could have used that we would have been like, that would have gone up against the Valerians for that reason alone, for them being this superior race that wants to conquer the world. And they would have went up against them, and that would have been awesome to see.
You know,
so no disrespect,
cool?
My brother.
Remember the one, and I can't remember which one it was, who rode her dragon? She kept trying to go south to
yes. And then she got the worms.
Yeah, that would have been so cool to see. That would have been so cool to see.
Because she went to so many different places that they would have had black skinned and like Mediterranean skinned and all these different types of people. And it's such a big world, Jayne, and it bothers me that they're creating a racial issue in a show where there probably could have been, if you wanted to go that route, you could easily have done that without changing this character who is supposed to be a different species of man, that the only difference sometimes is their hair color might be a little blonde, you know, but it's usually silver. They're like the elves of their world. Good way of putting it.
And then why did they also going with someone who's dark skinned too? Like you're not helping. Like it could have, if they were going to do this whole thing with, the mother was from somewhere else. Because they did. I mean, they married non-Valyrians.
Oh yeah, mostly it was the Dornish that brought in Dornish looks.
But even in their family, someone was married to, I forget which family. One of the other, an Aaron, I think. But you could have done something by casting someone who actually looks like they might be mixed or biracial.
Right.
That would have blended in, and then have the children look Valyrian. Like the children would still have the features of the dominant part of their ancestry. This is just, it's tokenism.
Yes.
At its worst, in my opinion.
I'm with you on that. And I know I'm a white guy saying it, and I'm glad you were on the show tonight because it would have sounded even worse if I was the only one saying it. But it's truth, and I'm not. Well, the thing is I'm not afraid to talk about it because I think when you get scared to talk about these things, like I know who I am in my heart. Yeah. And someone could call me whatever they want to call me, but I know I'm not a racist. I know I'm not. It's not because he's black that I'm mad. It's because it ruins the character. If it was like it's making Superman, Kal-El black. He's not black. There is a black Superman. Why not use him? Like I just think that's dumb.
And
that was trending on Twitter earlier. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, in this case, they're literally ruining the entire family because it's going. They chose the family where it's going to be perceived as racism, and that didn't have to happen because you didn't. You don't see that. I have not seen that in the stories where you've had the two. I forget the name of the girl, but there's one girl who's a dragon seed who's really good.
Oh, right. The one that tricked or like fed the dragon. Yes. Is
she going to be in the show? Like,
I
that
don't
would
know.
be someone interesting to see. But racism isn't brought up in relation to her.
No, because it didn't matter. Like, the Valerians thought they were better than everyone else.
Oh.
Even if you looked like them, if you weren't Valerian, they thought of you as second-class citizens. So it didn't matter what.
Everyone else.
Right. It was them and everybody else, no matter what you looked like. Glistener for $5, my brother. Thank you. All the Superman movies, shows, cartoons, comics, and merchandise over 8 decades wasn't good enough. If it ain't broke, fix it anyways. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things that gets me like, there's so much there could have been.
Yeah, and Michael B. Jordan, he was, Superman was trending, with this, and I remember seeing I don't know if you guys saw it, but a clip of him just saying like, he's a comic book nerd himself, and he was saying like, hey, this is alternate universe, and he said like, he openly said to Oprah, because Oprah's a hack. I don't think that's any secret. But he was saying like, no, I can't be Clark Kent because there's only one Clark Kent. And I will even extend that. I will extend that to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that Sam Wilson is not Steve Rogers.
Right.
It's just like, it's just that mantle. And that's what a lot of people don't understand the difference between, who are not educated on how these kind of things work. And I'll even say that for myself. I don't read comic books, I just haven't. I didn't grow up with them. I wish I had. But it's just me though. But do you guys see where I know exactly where this is going, and I hope that you guys see it too. And you guys haven't said it yet, but I feel like what's going to happen is this will just be predominantly about how these white people, I guess, I don't want to say it because I don't want to this is not my channel. But it's
how
like,
how did they
become, this skin color to, a bunch of white people, purification. That's where they're going with it. That's so obvious.
Well, in a way they did
based on what you guys are saying, and they're going to use it in a way that's so, I don't know.
It's not really that. What it is,
unless I'm getting something wrong because I'm not educated on this. But
Fat Steven, what do you have to say?
Sorry, I'm sorry, Jane and everyone. I want to bring in a point. I know nothing about this stuff, right? I'm very limited when it comes to knowledge with Game of Thrones.
Ditto.
But from what you guys are saying and the way it's all going, it's falling under a pretense to me, like we're looking at a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
This character is white. It's been white for so long. You're not allowed to have this anymore. This is pretty much my feelings from what you're trying to explain without explaining it. It might not be the circumstance, but it feels very relatable. It's like taking away Luke Skywalker and making him a black all of a sudden.
Right. It's not even that, though, man.
But it feels like they're just trying to take away and make it something else.
Right.
When it's going to not only mess up the story and the characters and the peoples that are already created because they already come from different areas, and they're just trying to swap out to make sure that the things that someone might have enjoyed is because they think it's only because of the skin color.
Right.
Imagine what like a do what moment there would have been when in Return of the Jedi you take the helmet off and it is who's the black guy that did the voice?
The James Earl Jones. Dude, I was shocked when he was white.
It was him with James Jones under the mask, and you have like this blonde ass Luke Skywalker being like, "Father," and it's this fucking black dude just being like, "Yes, my son."
Well, I mean, the
it would just be
situation with
fucking
that
like, what
is-
the fuck?
It really
Like,
wouldn't
it
have
would be
been
fucking
because
weird.
he's incredibly light skinned with light eyes.
Yeah.
So Luke could have been his son.
Well,
Who?
that's
That would
what I.
make more
Edward
sense
James
than
Jones- I'm
that.
not talking about fucking
No, but James Earl
Edward
Jones.
James almost from Conan the Barbarian. I'm talking,
It's
some
all.
of fears. He's darker.
It's all.
My
Oh,
apologies if I was
He's
off
still
on
mixed,
base here.
Yeah.
No, but it's all
No,
circumstantial.
I get that. Yeah, go ahead. You were going to say something there, Justin?
No, I just said it's
Oh,
all
okay.
circumstantial.
This is the problem. It's not just race swapping. Like, the character needs to be white. Like, it's not one
Yeah.
of those things where, we're switching them. Luke Skywalker's now black, but, don't worry because Vader's black and this. No, this character has to be white because of what that means about Valerians. There are certain species of man, like
They're fucking albinos, right?
almost in a way they are. If their hair was white and not silver, I would think the same thing. But they're just it's a certain thing about them. And yes, they're pure. They at one time were very Valerians only married Valerians, and only Dragon Riders married Dragon Riders. It changed after the fall of Valeria because majority of them were killed. And Nettles was the one that fed the dragon, Jane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's also a situation where you do have sort of, okay, to back up a little bit. George also said at some point on his blog that he thought about making them dark skinned. So it could be in part them trying to realize what that would look like.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't do it in the story.
Right. If he did,
So
I'd be fine with it.
It didn't happen. And the other reason why it's important that they fit the Valyrian type is because his grandchildren, I believe it is, don't fit the type.
Right.
And their paternity comes into question.
Right.
So it's like you
could have just waited for that.
They're messing up the genetic. Yeah.
Yeah. They
That
could have
could've
just waited
worked.
for that. That would have
Make
worked.
the grandkids mixed.
Yep. I agree with you. There's such an echo all of a sudden. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I'm
very-
muted. It wasn't me.
Okay. Very interesting, though. There's Stig. Hey, Spork and company. Yeah, we're talking about Valerians being black.
I have a question. So am I wrong on my assumption? Because I just feel like they're taking something and changing the one thing that is literally going to disrupt the whole lore and the history of these characters of the story that was already written. Am I wrong on this?
Oh,
Where
yeah,
I
no.
where I
You're right.
disagree with you a little bit is that I don't see it as them saying,
Taking
we're
away.
going to take something from white people. I see it more as they wanted to include quote unquote diversity.
Mhm.
And instead of, like they never actually invest in black characters. They decided to take the cheap route and say, okay, which of these people can we just, throw on some brown skin? And they said, well, let's look at the ones who are the worst characters in the group and we'll make them black.
Yeah.
They have the most struggle. They're the ones who are kicked around. They're the ones no one wants. One of the guys is suspected to be gay, so they'll make an effeminate black man. Let's do that.
Right.
Okay, then my apologies, and I'll retake that. My assumption, if I was wrong, I had to.
You were
ask
very
because
close.
It just feels like
it all
if this-
goes together. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe they're not trying to take it, but it just feels like why do they always seem to attack the characters or the group of people in the stories that are literally kind of like the baseline of where they're put in the areas? I have to read up on this.
No, I get that. And Soul Assassin says something pretty good. Like, how many people know the lore and don't? They're probably shooting for, in one way wokeness, but in another way the normies. The normies will be happy with this because they won't question it. And Stig says something good too. Make the black Targaryen with dreadlocks. Like, let's not be more stereotypical. Like, why can't he have beautiful silver flowing hair?
He's the sea captain.
So it's the sea
so
water.
you do see
and
the
air.
whole, it's just like in that other movie. I mean,
I mean, his
I
costume
saw
looks
that
cool. There's all these little cool details. There's like some kind of thing, crest on his chest. I mean, just like not knowing what the fuck's going on. Like, I kind of want to see what's going on with this character.
I wish he was anybody else in the show. Because this guy looks, I mean, he's a great actor and like he looks fantastic.
Yeah,
The
that's
actor,
great.
by the way.
Oh, Jane, what's his name? Do you know his name off the top of your head?
I don't know anything. I'm so tired. I have no idea.
Yeah, I
can't
forget
remember.
his name. They have it. If you check the House of the Dragon Twitter page, they show all the different castings.
Okay. So my question is, how many years exactly? Like thousands of years, or how many thousands? Does this take place before?
Oh, the Valerians. This is like a little more than 300 years before Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. So does it make any sense that they're, is it just me? Because I remember that they were in Game of Thrones. Not, again, I'm a normie at Game of Thrones, but that's just me. But, it seems as though that they are going for, and I said this a little earlier, a whole plot of like, this is what happened to this race of people, and that's how they became white people. And you mentioned that it was this a part of the lore already, that they
It's one family though.
Oh, it's just one family? Okay, but does it make any sense that it seems like they were I guess I'm just gonna say it, raped and pillaged, and with this sort of ethnic cleansing kind of idea? I feel
In a
like
way-
based on what you've said, like this is what I feel like they're going for.
Valerians found themselves above everyone. Didn't matter if you looked exactly like them. If you weren't a Valerian, they didn't really care. They would conquer your area and make it a domain of the Valerian Empire. And they went up against people that looked just like them pretty much. But if you were not a Valerian with that heritage, then you weren't worthy of them. You were just a subject after that. And they enslaved a lot of different people, white people, black people, like light skin, dark skin, like they enslaved everybody because you were not Valerian. They were terrible people, like they really were. And when Aegon came over, he changed what the Valerians were because the Valeria was lost in a cataclysm. And he took over Westeros, taking on Westerosian customs, but still, like, they believed they were they were above every other human, so they didn't have to follow the religious, laws. They didn't have to follow man's laws because they were Valerians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a bad
wait,
echo.
you're-
Matt, can you just mute for a second and see if it keeps going? Checking.
I think.
Check.
Yeah, Matt, it's yours for some reason. It's
All you have to do is put headphones in, and it'll solve the problem.
Or echo cancellation in your StreamYard settings on the.
Oh yeah, that too. What was I saying? Yeah, I just think that that's the route that they're going to go with. But I'm glad that you have educated me on this a little bit more. But I do feel like that's like I'm trying to, because I've surrounded myself, unfortunately, unbeknownst to me, with SJWs. I've been to college not too long ago. Let's just put it that way. And it was the rise and like the height of the SJWs, if you will, before people got the balls to, say, hey, this is authoritarian and this is like, don't do this.
Right.
But this could be just some weird allegory for white supremacy, and that's how it's going to happen. That's just how I'm viewing it as a normie, if you will.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
I don't really see it. How?
So I guess it might just confuse you if they actually decide to go with this, because I could be wrong.
Because I don't think, I was looking for the family tree. I don't think that Corley's descendants, ended up in the line.
But
the
who's to
dominant-
say that they're gonna follow that to the T? I'm talking about the writers on this show, what they're going for this. That's how I see it.
George Martin is one of the people involved in this show. That's what bothers me even more. And one of the writers is a writer from Game of Thrones. So, but he was one of the ones that I thought was going to respect the canon. And, it's canon. Who cares? It's just a book. Well, you're changing the whole purpose of what Valerian means. Like, I don't know if George meant like they were kind of like someone was saying before, Aryan in a way, and they thought they were better than everybody else. And that was kind of a reason why he did it, to show what happens. But all I know is the Lord doesn't follow this. And by doing this, it's virtue signaling. It's saying we're trying to make it the most diverse cast, but you're taking, why follow a family then that is uber white? Like they're
unless
uber
you're gonna
white.
unless you're gonna make him. George should have did some sort of novella.
Yes.
Explaining his mother's history then.
And then
if this is what they were going to do, then they should have done something like that. Even then, though, the casting still wouldn't work.
Right.
It's just...
He's
so
not
much wrong
like,
with how they're doing it.
I'm with you. He doesn't look like he is of mixed race. He just looks like a black gentleman with light-haired dreadlocks, an older gentleman. You needed someone, like you're saying, like a lighter skin with black gentleman that's biracial. If you want him to look more black than white, that's fine, but he should have looked more biracial.
Oh, so it's all about the mother. Okay, that's where the confusion is. That's where I'm missing it. I'm saying I guess again maybe I'm just like talk about shit that I don't really know that much about. So I'll be quiet about this. Well, I guess I'm just trying to throw something out there. That's
right.
all.
Well, OrdsBored wants to know for $2, has Justin pissed on a stream yet? On this stream, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I muted myself.
He muted this time. Okay. Thank you for that.
In the private chat, I said BRB. That's what I did, and I did wash my hands. But anyways, I don't have good faith in some of these writers in Hollywood, so I think that might be what they're going for. But again, if I'm just maybe I'm just like not as educated about the history, and I'm not, but I'm just like I'm trying to think like. What would a normie, because some of these creators are normies, like what are they going for? Maybe they pitched this to George in a way that he's like, okay,
yeah.
I don't know, I don't know, and I could be very, very, very wrong.
But again, George, yeah, go ahead.
Again, you have this setup because if they were a normal family, if there were any other branch of this family. And George was cool with it, I wouldn't say anything.
Right.
The problem I have is you have a situation. Okay, his wife was rejected from Rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to make it. It's going to appear like it was because she's married to a black man. Then her daughter's rejected from marriage. Then her son finally does marry one of these people, one of the Targaryens, but he's effeminate. It's like you... And then his children, allegedly, the rumor is that they aren't even biologically his.
Right.
It's just, it's so, it's such a tragic, terrible situation where they're just constantly trying to be Targaryen, but being rejected or not quite measuring up.
Right.
And it's gonna create this situation where it appears that it's because of racism. The Targaryens don't like them because they're black.
Right, and that's not it.
And it's not it.
It's not it.
So why would you do that?
Right. You don't need that. It doesn't need. And I think Zaz7 says it. Could this be about award eligibility? Because I know that some of the awards now, you have to have a certain amount of diversity in your casting. I don't know.
But the world is big enough that you could have included people from anywhere.
Yeah.
He is a sea captain. He could have. You could have had him. Have all diverse groups of people in his entourage.
Right.
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 It doesn't make any sense to do it this way, and yet this is all they know how to do. All they do is race swap.
Yep.
They won't
They
look
won't
at all
think.
these other characters and locations, and
I mean, Lasso of Truth says it kind of cool. Rhaego, the son of a Dothraki and a Targaryen, would have had that when you see the vision of him, he looks Dothraki with this, silver hair and the eye color. Like, if they could have done that with a lighter skinned black character and then played around with the mother, maybe I would have been like, okay. But they went like you said, and it's just, you put it perfectly, Jayne. You put it perfectly,
you would have
way
had to
better than I could.
For it to make sense with the grandchildren, you would have had to make his children still be essentially white. That has to happen, or it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't work. Oh my God, okay. Yes, it doesn't work at all.
It doesn't.
You can't connect the person they're saying that would be the father if there is this mixed history in there. Oh my God, you're so right.
Isn't that crazy?
You said it like 4 times and it just clicked finally what you were meaning. You're absolutely right.
For those who haven't seen the pictures, his children, Corley's kids, are cast as dark as he is, which is equally crazy.
That doesn't work at all.
Yep.
So
hence my theory.
The husband is going to be a black actor, you're saying?
Corley's is dark skin, right?
Yeah.
His kids
are
also dark, because we've seen Lyanna.
Yeah. Oh, that just ruins the story then.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't work. The children would be, yeah. There would definitely be no question if the children came out looking like a true Targaryen.
Exactly. So Laenor's kids, his son's kids, should look at least biracial.
Yep, you're so right.
It's not going to work.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Valerian in disguise, somebody said.
No, okay, this is the problem, and she's saying it very well. This actor's children marry into the Targaryen family, but there's a question of paternity once that Targaryen gives birth, because some people say that Targaryen is sleeping with one of her relatives. Now, if these children are black and she has a, mixed race looking baby, then how are you going to question the paternity if not both fathers are white? If both fathers are white, then you could be like, oh, wait a minute, who's the dad? But if one of them is a dark-skinned man but the babies come out mixed race, how can you even question the paternity of these children? That's a huge part of the story, is the questioning of these kids' paternity. Oh my God, Jayne.
There's just so much wrong.
There's
so much wrong with this decision.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on. That is crazy.
It just gets worse.
Yeah, so bad. These next two are going to go kind of together, because we're talking about WandaVision, but I'm going to bring up this first.
Oh, no.
We're talking... Well, see, Elizabeth Olsen responds to the ending of WandaVision. I'm going to give you her response first, which we all thought the ending was going to be completely different. So... if you watch the show, she pretty much left scot-free after enslaving a group of people.
Oh, no, don't. Don't ruin it, please. No.
Upon removing the hex, she walked through the town and confronts Monica Rambeau and apologizes to her for all the pain I've caused. As sirens go off, Wanda tells Monica goodbye and flies off. That was it. End of the show. She ends up in a cabin, working on the Darkhold, having a good time. It looked like making a cup of tea. This was her answer to the question of what happened at the end. Why wasn't she more the villain? Why didn't she get in trouble? Olsen responds to Rolling Stones and says she has to get away before the people who have to hold her accountable got there. Did anybody watch this show? Did she seem like she was leaving because she was worried she was going to get caught?
No, that was a reflow.
She wanted.
No, that was not it at all. It had nothing to do with what. No, she was there because she was emotionally.
If she is referring to Catherine Hand's character, like the other witch, no.
What they're saying is she's
the only person that I can think of that was doing that.
But Monica was one of the people who were supposed to hold her accountable.
Right, and she actually said, if I had your power, I would have done the same thing.
Exactly.
So...
Okay.
But she's trying to tell us that she left, even though she left like nonchalantly, like I'm out, peace out, y'all. She's saying she left because she knew they were going to hold her accountable. And then she goes on to say, and where she went is a place that no one can find her because she knows that she is going to be held accountable. And I think she has tremendous amount of guilt. No, she went somewhere where no one would find her studying the dark hole and using like astral plane meditation.
Astral projection.
Right.
Yeah, like come on.
If she felt guilty, why is she continuing to do it?
Because that doesn't make sense. Because the fact is, the ending scene is you hear across the multiverse her kids crying out. If she had any type of guilt for what she did to that town, guess what? She would have left the book somewhere, put it into hiding, and she would have faced her crimes because technically she's an Avenger. So if she's
messed up.
An Avenger, she has to at least be a role model. So right here and there, it not only sounds like Scarlet Witch cannot be looked upon as a role model or even a strong female role model, is that if you do something bad and you feel guilty, you better just run the fuck away. I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it doesn't
make
this
sense.
is just retconning.
Yes.
She took time to stroll over to the other witch
Yeah.
and curse her.
Curse her and talk junk like I got you.
Yeah.
You know what? I will say this. You know, I thought WandaVision was fine, but if I were to, I'm going to, and I've said this a couple of times before. I'm going to repurpose what Roger Ebert had said about Catwoman, about Halle Berry. And if you could like focus in on the costume that she's in right now. The three good things about WandaVision were Elizabeth Olsen's face, Elizabeth Olsen's body, and Elizabeth Olsen's costumes.
Yeah.
No one's denying. My God, everything changed for me there.
She looked fantastic. She does a nose crinched up thing. That's adorable. I just realized that.
And also, she's better than Mary-Kate and Ashley. Just saying.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I mean, she probably doesn't have a drug problem.
Right. They look like they've been on a little bit of the smack. Hey, Shane G with a $5 super sticker. It's a pear blowing one of those, holiday things. What do you call those? That shoots out and then comes back in?
That's a pair that's shooting. Well, you're talking about this. Oh, what is it called?
What do they call those?
Streamer.
Streamer? Is that a streamer? Well, Shane G, thank you for that, brother. I so appreciate it. And then Lasso of Truth says, great conversation. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Okay. Later, my friend. You are always loved.
I got a major problem with this. Everyone remembers the last scene, the secret scene of the cabin, right?
Yep.
She ran away from guilt. She ran away from guilt. Hi, Chris. She ran away from guilt and shit, right?
Yeah.
Then why is it she's sipping her goddamn tea on her goddamn porch? Whatever this, you know where she can take that dark hold? She can shove it way up her ass and hope she finds a door through the multiverse to have a commonality of a good story, because that's not it. Fuck.
Party favor.
Oh my God.
How are you doing, Christy? Yeah, you're so right.
Good. How are y'all?
Good. Have you been listening at all?
No. Because honestly, y'all, I don't give a shit about anything Disney really does. I have the movies and stuff from my childhood and the movies even that they produce later that I like, even some of the Marvel movies. But like,
we're just talking about how hot Elizabeth Olsen is in this picture.
Hot.
Oh, okay, that didn't land. Whatever.
we were talking about the sea snake for quite a while too, and how that screws up. Yeah, you just missed it. How it screws up continuity.
Don't get me started on that shit. You saw the group chat.
That's what made me bring it. That's what made me put it in, Christy. I saw you put that on there, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And then Jane just totally opened my eyes again how badly that screws up continuity when it comes to the paternity of the grandchildren, or the grandchildren.
Well, that's true, and I mean, you could even go as far as to say, well, he was a sailor, and he could have gotten like tans and been like his skin could be dark and stuff like that. But I'm just like, that's kind of pushing it. But
way pushing it.
Have you watched that show American Gods?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
that actor, the star guy, he could have I could have bought him as the character with a white.
Oh, the one that plays Odin?
Yes.
No, not Odin. Odin's son.
Oh, you're talking
Shadow
about
Moon.
the
Shadow.
the human Shadow.
What
Yeah.
is it Shadow?
Okay.
Yeah.
If they wanted to go for a mixed race person, I would have totally bought that. But they didn't. They didn't understand what they were doing. They just wanted to cast a black character. They didn't realize how much it was going to screw up the show.
That
They didn't care.
They didn't care.
if they wanted to do the diversity thing, but it's very obvious the reason why he has been cast. I'm sorry. I don't want to get more into it if y'all have already talked about it. It's just like I mean, no offense. I mean, this show, I mean, let's be honest. White people can be assholes. Everybody can be assholes.
Asshole.
And the shit happened in the past was fucking horrible, and it should never happen again. But this show was made in the Middle Ages.
In a different world.
European Middle Ages.
Yeah.
Or the not this.
Well,
what
I mean,
are you doing?
You had.
I know, I'm screwing up. Don't worry. I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
See, that's, to me, people do sometimes go to that as well. It was set in the Middle Ages, so that's the reason he shouldn't be black. That's not accurate either, because if you look at art from the European Middle Ages, you see black people across it in all parts of Europe. So there were black people there.
I definitely, you're completely right.
Terrible casting.
Terrible casting for this character. Because
I
it
think
screws up the
black people
whole
in any
paternity.
other position.
You know what?
Any other character.
At the end of the day, there's source material.
Yes.
Please listen to the source material. You have plenty of books. There's plenty. Plenty out there. Please.
You have a whole
You're
world.
assuming they can read.
No.
Shut up, Fat Steven.
What?
I want to have some hope.
But they don't want to do it. They absolutely refuse. It's just like with the initial pilot that they were going to set prior to all of this with the Children of the Forest and Blood Moon, I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
And they wanted to have the Children of the Forest be black for no apparent reason whatsoever. It's like, why can't you just?
They're like brindle colored. Why would you make them black? Like they're
Stupid.
brindle. You know,
Stupid. It's like, why don't you have a whole continent?
And they were going to make Land the Clever, the Lannister, the patriarch of the Lannister like clan. They were going to make him a woman.
Yeah.
Just screwed up the whole entire thing because once she married anybody, she was no longer a Lannister. Like, they don't think about stuff like that.
Go women!
Since Christy's here, I have a small video clip for her.
Here at the Queen's Council, and we are actually going to talk about the Snyder Cut.
Oh, you asshole!
That is so awesome.
I love you, Christy.
Hey, Christy, look at my new merch.
Oh, you have merch! Congratulations!
TeePublic. Yeah, I'm so excited. I just love the shirt. It feels so good. All right, go on. My bad.
So you like seeing yourself on yourself?
Yeah, like little Sporky, I call him.
Okay.
Wait a minute, that didn't sound right. That didn't sound right. Yeah, I got
you. Get a new name.
Throbbing Sporking. I got to think of okay.
Sporky.
Come to Sporky.
Okay.
Yeah, that was weird.
I got nothing.
So, how many of you guys watched WandaVision and thought there was going to be a huge character reveal at the end, and it was going to be Doctor Strange?
It was all supposed to be Mephisto.
Well, yeah, that too. But with someone using so much magical powers in New Jersey, right next to New York, wouldn't you think Doctor Strange would pop his head in? Well, Kevin Feige said Doctor Strange was cut from WandaVision because he's white and male.
Why don't we get the context of this instead of the headline?
I don't understand this either.
Yeah, I don't. And this was written by John, and I'm gonna actually have him on This Week in Bullshit tomorrow.
Right.
I haven't announced this yet, but hey, it's out there. Maybe I should ask him about this. You know,
I would.
It's just a headline. It's just a headline, but yeah, I'm curious if he actually
Movie Web. Their source is Movie Web.
Well, yeah, I know, but They're trying to say that he actually said this, so I'm trying to find where John... Okay, so however, Strange was cut from the show, and Feige explained why. He stated some people might say, oh, it would have been so cool to see Doctor Strange, but it would have taken away from Wanda. We didn't want the end of the show to be commoditized to go to the next movie.
Commoditized?
Commoditized? I'm sorry.
I don't even know what that...
Like,
just like another commercial for the next movie.
Right, a commercial for the next movie. Here's the white guy. Let me show you how power works. So in a way, he's saying, like, they didn't want the white, powerful Doctor Strange to upstage her in her own show, or I don't know what he mean. Like, if you read that, that's what I get from that.
So let me get this straight. Wait. Let me get this straight. So because he was a white man, he didn't want to take it away from the show. Motherfucker, he's a sorcerer supreme.
That's what I'm saying.
He could have taught her magic and learn how to handle the Darkhold if she wanted to actually look into it. He would have warned her. In the comics with House of M, he is the one who triggered the memory so horrible in her mind that she got comatose. And that's where Magneto showed up, picked her up, took her to Genosha, and Dr. Xavier and him treated her back to health. Mm-hmm. What the fuck, Feige? Sorry, what the Feige at this point? What
Feige? What
were you going to say, Jayne?
Sorry, Jayne.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought somebody else was trying to talk at the same time. I'm sorry.
It's a natural thing on these kind of things. It's just like whenever you watch a live stream, it's just like a drink every time somebody says, "Oh, I was going to say." Yeah. Play that game, and that's the only rule.
Maybe Feige misspoke, but what he said does make it sound like almost he was worried that a white male would look bad and overshadow Wanda, which I, as a person that was enjoying the show for the first few episodes, 3 or 4 of them, I was expecting him to show up and there either be confrontation or him helping her. Like, was he worried that it'd be considered mansplaining? Like, I don't know, but
that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I was like
She's
helping him write the
being.
script. I was thinking, oh, he's stuck in the multiverse. The reason why he's not showing up is because he's stuck in the multiverse. Like, that's what popped into my head.
Right.
I probably just wrote their shit for him.
I get it. I get it though, that he doesn't want it to be a commercial for the next movie, but why? That doesn't make any sense. That kind of goes against what he's been doing for, I don't know, the last decade or so. Just every other movie is there's an end credit scene and it's kind of like a commercial for the next movie. That's just how it is. If he's trying to change his ways, cool, but it doesn't make any sense. This is the formula. We want to be excited for what happens next. Comic books are ever growing and ever evolving. And this is what I've tried to, what I was ignorant about, with, but in the comics, so on and so forth. I'm like, which comic are you talking about? And that's why I was
John Byrne.
What's that?
This all stems back from John Byrne and Darker Than Scarlet, the Vision Quest comic books, mostly all of the storylines, like with House of M, all have an offshoot from those 89 series. And Justin, you're right in a certain aspect. He's saying he doesn't want it to become a commercial. Everything is supposed to lead up to this. It's literally linked. So he's already defeating this purpose. Secondly,
they linked it.
She is a Nexus being.
Right.
He can't teach her everything, but he can teach her how to control her emotions and the magic attached to it.
Right.
This is BS.
Or even at the end of it, he could have came to try to help her and somehow she surprises and overpowers him quickly and escapes. Like, they could have done anything where they are the ones that kept linking them together. They're the ones that had him jump into one of their live streams they were having. It was pretty much spoon-fed to it, spork-fed to us that he was going to be on the show, and then they end up not doing it because they didn't want the white guy at the end. That's just the way he states it, I wish he said it a different way. So many options, and he said he picked the wrong one. Yeah, I don't know. Anybody else have anything on this one? Because I just found that to be really weird.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. Well,
and I say this just because you know me. I put hours into trailers, Easter eggs, everything in those videos. I put my life and soul because the show I seen had so much potential. It gave me comic book lover again. And then by the time it's 5 or 6, it was like, oh, I can start eating Gorilla Glue and Silly Putty because I'll have a lot more fun trying to understand if I'm going to be a Nexus being after I'm done pooping it out. Like, that's how.
Oh, in terms of the comic books, like lately, or just like in general?
I haven't bought a comic book in probably like 8 years. The only thing, well, that's not true. I bought one off eBay, but that was an old Spider-Man comic. Other than that, I don't buy stuff. This gave me my love back for it. Like, I just, like, you know, the trailers they did for each episode, they give like a little teaser trailer. I would spend hours playing them at 0.25 play and go through screen by screen and try to look for images.
That was a boomer moment, Christy.
Yeah.
That was a boomer moment. I X'd myself out of my own.
Oh no, I saw.
Yeah.
It's just, they do something with potential, and then it's like they give up. I understand the things were going on last year and everything, but you can see within this show the care and dedication that went in, and then it faltered out. So these excuses about Doctor Strange, whatever BS that is, I don't find that as real. All this stuff sounds like fake.
I just want to see what it would have been if they had already filmed scenes with. I used to make fun of it and just called him Benicio del Cucumberbatch, but no, but Benedict Cumberbatch,
right?
Him like being there. Like, did they already film it? Was he present? Did they have to like pay his wage, or is that like something like? I mean, because Marvel is just a cesspool full of money. Just like it's a bottomless pit with Disney.
But Justin,
clearly, but like, why not?
But Justin, the same thing can be said about the toy leaks that came out from the Toy Fair, especially from Funko, Funko usually doesn't make molds or toys for certain shows or stuff unless it's actually going to be in the show. So there was a Mephisto toy made.
Right.
There was an actual Mephisto Funko. Yeah, we don't see Mephisto all throughout the show, which makes me believe that something happened in between the shutdown of the sets during filming that made them change direction, and whatever the emotional attachment that happened there for that drive, it died out after. That's why the last episodes were affected so much.
Christy, were you going to say something?
I was going to ask something real quick because obviously the Wu flu, whatever it was, happened a lot. Everything was shut down and stuff like that. How much of a budget is, because since Marvel is owned by Disney and like with the amusement parks and stuff like that, and everybody was talking about that, how much of that budget would they rely on for like Disney or more? Maybe I'm not questioning.
Like, how much?
Right.
That's a good question.
Right? I mean,
their budget was good.
Yeah. How much of the budget for each individual show?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, because I'm just like, do you rely?
12 million for each.
Do you? I mean, is it since with the shutdown with everything, did that impact?
Oh, you're saying like as they were going,
as they were going along.
You're not coming to the park, so we can't afford Doctor Strange. Especially,
well, maybe not the parks themselves, but like as everything went on. I mean,
nobody's buying those fucking hats. We can't afford Doctor Strange.
Oh, come on! Let me tell you something about Disney. I think you guys have heard this story. You remember how when Galaxy's Edge opened up, right? People were taking the sporks home. You remember the little sporks, the custom-made sporks?
I wanted one.
Oh yeah,
okay, Disney
I did a video on Park Hopping about that.
Yeah. But Disney found
out.
Yeah, but promoting in our channel. But Disney found out about this because people were selling it on eBay and stuff like that. So what they did is they removed everything from all the restaurants and repackaged them singly and started charging $13 for a spork.
Oh,
out of money? Talk about cheapskating.
Oh, no, they took advantage of a situation where a bunch of people were stealing these unique looking sporks for whatever reason, because a lot of them were just mad about how, Disney, Disneyland in particular, because this happened at Disney. This was a Disneyland problem because the prices have been increasing. A lot of, customers who have been, or customers who are there for a long time have, generations of families in this local little park, that turned into something great. Disneyland is your land, and they embrace that. That turned into, you're just like, okay, it's been so egregiously expensive. The churros are like, what, $8 or something? It's ridiculous for a churro. Yeah, everything is so expensive.
Okay.
And that was sort of, they're like, okay, this is, first off, Star Wars fans, trying to sell all of these sporks on eBay for that. But you know what? We're not supposed to talk about this, so I'm not going to go on it anymore. Just watch the video that I made, and it'll explain everything.
I think it was on
topic. I'm so sorry.
What channel was that on? Was it on Sporking's channel?
No, it was on Park Hopping.
I love park hopping.
Hey, Jayne.
Yes. So that's why, this was brought up, and I wanted to talk about it because this doesn't naturally come up very often. So I just figured Yeah.
Christy's asking Jayne something.
Do you have a cat?
No.
Oh, you don't? I thought you did.
I have
So
a cat.
for those of you who have a cat, I have a little like little chairs that I've set out for people to come in, and my cat is a dumbass because I pulled this chair out to clean earlier today, so it's just standing in the middle of the living room, and she jumps on the top of it, not the seat, but the back itself, and it just flops over like she's dancing and stuff like that. So I immediately muted real quick because it was loud, and I thought y'all heard it.
No, I missed that. That would be great. That would have been great.
Sorry.
I love your snort. All right. Go on, Fat Steven.
No.
Sorry, I'm a mute
No,
now.
I like hearing the snort. It's bringing back memories. How's that 2-liter bottle fight going with you, Christy?
Fuck
still
you.
fighting? Oh, come on. I wasn't making fun. It was serious. You actually made a video about it. Fuck you. Fuck all
That
of
was,
you.
that was a good thumbnail.
It was. We could have taken bets. Will it hit her in the eye or knock out a tooth when she pulls off that cap?
Oh,
I need this 2-liter bottle context.
Oh, there's a video.
DM me.
Oh no, okay.
DM me.
How hard it is to open some bottles sometimes. You will use a towel, gloves, and I tried everything, and I literally, me and Fat Steven was like, how do I get this fucking thing open? And we were talking about it, and I literally made a video about how to open this bottle, and what ended up working was I'm using rubber bands. But
It's true. It works.
It worked.
Like wrap them around the cap and then use those
yes,
to... Oh,
in the
nice.
pressure. Yeah, that worked.
Oh,
But
wow.
what really made me mad is not a minute after I recorded the video, I found the pliers.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have made good YouTube.
Yeah,
The rubber band did.
It would have if you hadn't uploaded it and you had said like, oh, like a YouTuber does this, like, his name's Become the Night. He'll say like, if he makes a mistake in a video, he'll say future Mike here, and I'm not gonna, and I don't want to take that gimmick, but it's just like that's a good way of saying, hey, I messed up, and that's you acknowledging, like, hey, this happened, but that's something that would make things more interesting. People like when you make mistakes on YouTube.
Yeah, they do.
They love it.
They do love it.
You should have seen it.
My whole channel is.
You should see it. We were trying to go through websites, guides, and how to do it. She's like, I've already been through that one. I already saw that.
Exactly.
We're gonna do this one.
No, we had a
We went
stream.
through all
Yeah,
of
we were
Google.
in StreamYard backstage trying to do that.
It was like an hour and a half conversation of like, oh god, and that's where the memes came in. We saw Christy in like the Mortal Kombat fighting the 2-liter bottle of Pepsi.
Dude, what?
That's so wrong. That's so wrong. I had to show it though. I'm sorry.
See it.
You're on the internet. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I get it.
Cavatino, though, he's funny as shit. Let me ask you guys a quick question, and we're going to call it a night after this one question. Cool. I just want to know what people feel. Do you agree that Snow White, unconscious, needing the kiss of true love, should have been able to say, no, or yes, I want you to consent to the kiss?
You're under a spell.
Hold on.
What are you gonna do? Hold up a Wily Coyote sign? I consent, and then put it back down. Is your body gonna be ready for this in this spell? Like,
I'm
no.
just, because that was that's a big issue right now.
It's a matter of life or fucking death. If you need to do that, it's also out of respect. When people who are, this really infuriates me. It's seriously, it's just like people do that at funerals. Open caskets, just like especially an open casket funeral where a spouse has lost their significant other, and it's just a natural thing to do. And if that perks them back to life, and it's like, and it's an unexpected death, it's like
wait, Justin.
Seriously, come back to life.
Justin. So you're saying I'm gonna need on the inside of my casket engraved on the top, I do consent to anyone trying to kiss my corpse. I need to put that in there now.
No.
If anyone wants to fuck my body when they dig it up, it has to be on my tombstone now.
I'm saying she has absolutely no ability to consent, and there's no way. And what are you supposed to do? Let her die and just be buried forever?
She's
like
dead.
What is the alternative? No one's thinking about this.
Ask for a promissory note from the evil witch that poisoned her. I don't know.
This isn't what's necrophilia or anything.
Not
this
yet.
is just.
Rob, don't you? The
They
curse is
know
only
this
broken
prince
by
shows
the
up
kiss,
and is like,
right?
Holy shit! Look at this dead body. She looks hot, and he like makes out with her. And he's like, "Oh shit, she's alive."
I like nothing better than a rotten tit.
Damn, she's fucking still as shit. Look at this baby.
I like
And
those
that's not what's
moldy
happening. It's just-
melons. They're just making everything all right. Yeah, oh yeah.
You guys are fucked up. That's
We get what you're saying, Justin.
And
I mean,
unfortunately,
yeah, I hear what you're saying.
people-
It's like a little. It's just a fairy tale. But if you think about it, true love, like if they've never met, they don't know each other. They don't know, what their morning breath smells like. That's not true love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just
Right.
like seeing each other in the fucking mall and start making out. That's not true love.
I have
Maybe
a
true love
request.
should
I have
be like
a
a
request
parent.
though. I have a
Her
request though.
mother showing up or her father or something.
Will anyone spank my ass and call me a necromancer? Anyone?
I mean, if that's
how
what
much
gets
you gonna pay
going.
me?
I'll pay you consentful kisses from the Snow White over there.
All right, Snow White is done.
What if Doc loved her? What if fucking Droopy or Dopey loved
didn't
her?
ask the
You know what I
ladies in
mean?
the
What if
panel.
one of those
Yeah, okay, let me ask
came
the
over and
ladies.
started fucking with her mouth,
Jane?
Jane, do you agree that it was problematic and they needed to change the ride because Prince Charming didn't ask consent?
This is the dumbest thing they could have possibly done. This is one of my favorite fairy tales. Like the whole thing is incredibly romantic and sweet. And the fact that they are playing this whole Me Too card with a fairy tale is just ridiculous. They would rather she just die, apparently.
but wait, isn't the spell that she's trapped within that case in eternal sleep? She doesn't age, she doesn't get old. She's just stuck within it, like a suspended animation because of the spell.
Right.
The spell cannot be broken. She cannot age. So technically, she will not die.
Right.
But she can
everybody
never
else
be
will.
alive at the same time. Yeah. So,
Right. Christy,
you're saying-
wait,
So she's a
yeah.
zombie.
She's well, no, she's like
No.
she's like Disney. She's frozen in carbonite or like Han. I don't know.
I understand. I'm joking.
I like what you
agree
say.
with- I agree with Jane. I mean, the context. Is it weird to like when you're growing up and you listen to it, this fairy tale, and it's so romantic, and when you get more of the context as you grow, I can kind of see the point of a little bit, but it's a fucking ride. I'm spending money to have fun at this wherever this Disneyland. For someone who lives in Texas, who's only ever been to Six Flags and in Tennessee, DoLiFiEd. So I've never been to parks.
Oh, I wish I had gone to DoLiFiEd. My whole family.
DoLiFiEd is awesome.
Is it really? Did I
Yeah.
think I must have missed out because my family went there, a couple of years ago, and oh my gosh, I wish I had. I was too busy filming YouTube videos.
I was too busy kissing unconscious princesses.
Yeah.
So
I mean-
when my memoirs
Hey.
is done, I'll get back to
Wait,
you.
let Christy finish.
I mean, it's kids. I mean, I just get so frustrated with the headlines and everybody. You can talk about this, you can talk about that, whatever. Like, but this to be such a prominent headline on mainstream media,
Right?
is where I literally, I was like, this is where my brain checked out. I mean, that's what you're worried about in an inanimate object on a ride
Right.
that people will see for probably less than 5 fucking seconds.
Right. If that. Yep.
Is that what it is? Is it robots kissing on the ride?
It's just like a scene where it's like he's in that position of kissing her. Right. I'm pretty sure that's. I don't even know if it's like robots or animatronics or whatever you want to call it. I just think it's like him in that act of kissing her. You like ride by it pretty quick.
That's how it's described, as a sort of the ride culminates in that scene.
Right.
And how dare you touch upon with Once Upon a Time with Jennifer Gooden, who played a fantastic Snow White in that series.
Right.
I don't know if y'all have seen that series.
Oh, I watched some of it. I like the witch.
That's one of the Disney owned property. Like, I own that shit. I own all 7 seasons of that shit.
I like the
Hard
witch.
copy.
She was hot. She was real hot. I got to go to DoLiFiEd because I got family in Tennessee. I'll have to check it out next time I'm down there.
It's in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, I drive by it going to where they live, so I'll have to check that out. All right, everybody, thank you for stopping in tonight. Call it a night because in a little bit the great Latino Slant show goes on. Let me share that one more time so you guys can see it. He has his new hour, new day, new time show starting tonight with a Cinco de Mayo celebration. So make sure you check it out. He has some interviews, he has music and more. So please check it out. Latino Slant is the man. Paulie is a great guy, and it starts in 42 minutes. You also have Nerdrotic going to be on Infinite Talk tonight, so you can check that out also. And check out my Teespring, and you can maybe grab one of these awesome shirts. Little Massive Sporky is going to be his new name. And let's let everybody know where they can find you. We'll start with the great Jayne Theory. Where can they find you, Jayne?
Hey guys, you can find me here on YouTube, where I post movie and television reviews and some pop culture commentary. You can also follow me on Twitch, on Twitter, and on Instagram at Jayne Theory.
Thank you, Jayne. Christy, what about you?
Hi. I sometimes do videos. Mostly post bullshit on Twitter most now and again, where I'm really funny. It's either really funny or I don't take the shit seriously. Some of you people listening now and listening in the future, y'all take social media too fucking seriously. I'm just saying. But it was wonderful to have me on. Thank you for having me on, Scott, and subscribe to everyone on the panel.
I love you, buddy. Thank you. And there's Nina. See, Nina's going to have an awesome show tonight, so definitely check it out. Next up,
no. What? Go back to Nina. Bring me back up. Nina's comment. Really, Nina? Thanks for the plug, Scott. Great show, guys.
You're so welcome, Nina. You're so welcome.
Says the person who said it was great having me on.
Shut up. I'm muting now.
Fat Steven, let them know where you're at and get to that monetization.
I am. Thank you, everyone. I did hit 1K over the weekend. It's just way on the final third step to be reviewed. You can find me on Ords in about 7 minutes, where he's doing his chill chat with friends. So it's going to get crazy and a lot of swearing. Other than that, I'm co-hosting with Lorena on the lunch table every Friday at noon. Welcome to Florida with Lorena and a bunch of other guests. Ords usually Fridays and Sundays. Tuesdays, Loki's Mornings of Mischief. We're doing the 8 p.m. comic book roundtable, and TGIF before FNT with Pop Culture Minefield. And Mondays is Babylon 5, 4 p.m. Eastern with Keith from Pop Culture Minefield, as well as people who've worked on the production sets. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. And Matt 6 Bar, brother. Let them know where they can find you, my friend. Thank you for stopping in.
Yeah, man. I'm on Indiegogo with Rock and Roll Ninja. And that's my project right now, and you can see me working on it on my channel here on YouTube, which is Matt 6 Bar.
So check that out.
Yeah, buddy.
And thanks, brother. And Justin Proper.
Well, first off, it was great having me on.
Yes, always.
I should have. Yeah.
No. Take your shirt off.
No, I do not consent.
No, that's never.
No, that's terrifying. It's terrifying. It's almost more terrifying than the image that you just showed. But no, I have a show called This Week in Bullshit that happens. That occurs every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow we're gonna have. Oh my gosh! Stop that. We're gonna have John and Spencer from Bounding into Comments as our special guests of honor. I'm very much looking forward to it. This is the first time you guys are hearing of it. What the heck, Scott? Oh my gosh. But anyways, thank you for including me in the dump chat. Sounds weird saying that, but yeah, I love the show. This was very enlightening, and Scott, you got a good thing going on, man.
You're muted.
And you're muted.
Buy the shirt. No, thank you. I love doing this show, everybody. It's a lot of fun. I'm a boomer. Christy knows that. It has to always happen when Christy's around. I boom everything up. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Thank you for everybody for the support. All the channel members, this awesome chat. You guys are here every week, so I appreciate it. Yeah, this one goes out.
Let's see this outro. I want to see this outro.
Does the shirt come with a free vasectomy?
Not free. Nothing's free in this world, brother. I just want everybody to be safe. This one goes out to all the sporkers out there. Put a spork in it, Christy, because we are done. How is that, Christy? Done.
Let's see this outro.
Oh my goodness.
Scott's.
Who's your
How many
name here?
patrons named Your Name Here?
They're really good supporters.
Are they
Or
real?
they are. It seems like they're the same person.
Thank you, supporters.
Yes,